So Isabella DeLuca is somebody who has been the target of a lot of e-girls on Twitter. This civil war, I'll call it, of the trad e-girls has gotten to a fever point, and so let's address why the hell this is happening. First, we have Saggy Sarah Stock's post here of her engagement ring, which is quite small, very tiny. That being said, Isabella herself says, "Why is it so small?" LOL. So just an attack across the bow. People are going to say there's more context to this. No, there isn't. Suffer. Other girls piled on and people drew sides. You see here an Etsy image posted by Emily Saves America, where for $69.97 you can get a Sarah Stock equivalent ring. And so this brings up a moral quandary among the people on the right wing, among the spinsters that are going to be spinsters, at least, like, these girls in their late 20s that don't have a ring. And then you've got the ones that actually do, like Saggy Sarah, believe it or not. And they're jealous of that. But then also you got to say, like, hey, your hubby's broke, though. So as we can see, there's a formation of the two sides where you've got one where, again, you've got the kind of opportunistic, kind of open hose, which you can respect the hustle, whereas you've got the ones that are more trad, I guess, like in a common sense. And what really is bait here is the fact that Isabella is someone who says that she's not like what I just explained she was, that she does not post half-naked selfies, and then meanwhile she's posting these. So clearly there's an hypocrisy here, and I find someone like her to be completely in the wrong thus far, but wait, there's more. Apparently she's not the best at making allies. You have somebody with an unpronounceable name like Olivia Krolczyk, and apparently she's some e-girl pretty. She's also, I think, engaged, and she got blocked by Isabella for whatever reason. But if you'll notice, she replies here by saying, "I'm not going to let you continue to monetize off my name. I understand this is the most attention the page has ever had since you started it, and the excitement can be hard to contain. But if you're going to speak negatively about me, at least get your facts right. Thank you." So very condescending. It's giving Karen. Olivia copes by saying, "You're actually the least interesting thing that has been posting on my page." I don't know about that. "But all the bleach on your head and the Botox in your face probably got you thinking you're the shit," which is interesting. So Botox allegations, white girl with Botox in her mid-20s is a common story for all of us. To defend Olivia for a second, I will grant that Isabella without makeup a couple years ago was pretty gruesome to look at. I mean, this is really, really Amy Schumer tier. But she put herself together. At that point, I do endorse Botox because at least you look a lot better. To add on to the investigative aspect of the video, I did look at this post that was, again, more rage bait on the timeline. She's basically saying that she's not fat because she has the body of like one of the hotter soccer moms in the neighborhood, 35-year-old bod. Again, would, but still, context is vital in this case. An additional picture from a bad angle, I'll grant that, from a CPAC appearance, I don't know, maybe a year ago, shows her to not look as hot. Like I said, an upper tier soccer mom, but nothing much more than that, which, again, nothing wrong with that. But a lot of people are giving her attention under the impression that she's a lot hotter than she really is in a candid sense. Now, those pictures that were from bad angles from Milo Yiannopoulos were certainly bad, but apparently Isabella defends herself from the gay guy by saying, "Sharing a bad picture of me from nearly 4 years ago isn't the flex you think it is. Anyone can watch any of my hits from the last 6 months, and I can see very clearly what I look like. Whatever you tried to do, you failed," okay? So she's posting these 3 pictures to defend her beauty, okay? So let's just take a look. To be honest, she's kind of chopped. Look, I'm not even hating, but I am. Okay, look, listen. Too much makeup. The face is kind of fat for somebody who says, like, "I'm not fat" on Twitter. You are clearly, I mean, I don't know if it's just bad genetics. It probably is. But she's just out of shape a little bit in the face, and that's okay. Still would, but come on, man. Mind you, diplomatic telegrams and connections between Soviet Union and America have been a thing for decades, and this is one of them, I guess, in the way that the e-girls use it. And what I'm referring to is this group chat that leaked with all these e-thoughts in it. And now what you'll notice is that you have Isabella Moody, who's married to a guy that's like 6 years younger than her. Very weird. He's younger than me slightly, right? And she's like pushing 30. But effectively, what I'm telling you is that there's these e-girls and they're pontificating and debating whether or not they're more of a whore than the other one. And it's a little pathetic. A race at the bottom, scraping the barrel. It's looking rough. Sarah Stock shoots across the bow at Isabella, saying posting half-naked photos for Twitter revenue is a form of prostitution, by the way. Now, granted, in the defense of Isabella, because I'm a contrarian, I will tell you that her body is a lot better than Sarah's, and it calls into question whether or not Sarah can really put any stock into the claim that she wouldn't be posting her body on Twitter if she were to have a good one. She was nicknamed by Jaden McNeil Saggy Sarah, or maybe I came up with it, but anyway, she was nicknamed for the reason of her body being kind of flat, but also not even tight, which I believe is a relevant criticism because, again, if you can't really even do it yourself, you can't really take too much credit for not indulging in it. It's like I'm not going to attack Hugh Hefner for being a perv because, like, I don't have access to 20 bunnies or whatever they were because that's just player hating, kind of. And so you got to question that. This one is hot off the presses as of today. Emily Saves America, who again has been ran through by everybody. There's like a 6 degrees of separation, and that really applies to the body count of this chick, okay? Her in particular. Weddings are a waste of money, okay? You guys are so clearly bitter. Some of us are with men that can actually afford beautiful rings and weddings, and it's not a waste to everyone. We just picked men that can provide us with things that we want that are meaningful to us. So again, very materialistic, almost as if Satan himself wrote this up for her, which is kind of funny, honestly. She's like so unrepentantly awful, Gavin Newsom-esque, honestly, just not as competent, talented, or accomplished, and much more of a whore, actually. But anyways, Isabella also comments down here saying lots of angry women and incels in these comments. So again, very braggadocious, is really thinking that she's up in this war, but we'll see how this plays out. Now, Braden Sorbo is the son of Kevin Sorbo, who's like a C-list Christian actor. God's Not Dead, I think he was in that one. Hercules. Anyways, he says, which way, modern conservative? TLM, Catholics, or Hampton's party? Okay, number one, if you're having to like say, oh, TLM Catholics, that's very nerdy. Nobody cares. But anyways, so let's see the comparison. These are the two sides of the Civil War. Okay, so we've got Sarah Stock. Maybe there's a reason why you don't post half naked pictures of you, Sarah, because this is rough. This guy, I don't know who that is. You got Braden. You've got Olivia, who's one of the people that's on Sarah's side. You got Blake, and you've got his girl or something, and then you've got on the right here the Hamptons. Okay, you've got C.J. Pearson, very short black dude. You've got Emily Saves America, ho, she's like 30. It's tough. Being old, rough. Hopefully she can benefit from Social Security. Anyways, some gay black dude, I'm assuming, and then this other metrosexual. So anyways, comment down below what side you want to be on here. I think on one hand you could say this is kind of lame and performative because it certainly is, but when you look at these, what kind of like their freak offs must be kind of boring but also kind of gross. As we head towards the end of the video, because there's too many damn tweets to cover at this point, Isabella makes somewhat of a final statement, basically trying to felt all of her ops, and we'll see what she does.
I found myself at the center of another internet drama, so let's get into it. Earlier this week on X, I posted a picture of my steak, and I captioned it doesn't get any better than this. An anonymous/troll account by the name of Anthony, with an AI profile picture of a man, responded with a picture of a girl in her engagement ring and said, wrong. As a troll back, I said, why is it so small? LOL. Also, just to preface a little bit,
why are you replying? Like, think about it. You're a self-professed, like, hot 25-year-old. Again, stretching the truth is something that you're into. Why are you giving the time of day to, again, like you said, an AI account of some bum that you don't need to give attention to? That's so stupid. And by the way, I hadn't even heard her speak before this. And goddamn, I kind of checks out why she's a Twitter person and not a speaker, not a podcast haver. Say what you will about Laura Loomer, but her voice is slightly less grating. I don't know how that's possible. But damn.
This is a troll account who's previously left negative comments on my post, who's previously said negative things about me, and I previously have engaged with this person. Sometimes I respond, sometimes I don't respond. This happened to be one of the times that I responded. Mind you, there was no mention of anybody's name anywhere. There was no username, there was no tag, there was no reference, nothing.
So, see, her strategy is to deny even attacking Sarah Stock, which is stupid, because Sarah Stock's stock, ironically enough, is actually going up. She's blowing up, not really for a valid reason. She's not that talented. She's really like a extreme Dalisto Lauren Southern, who I'm in love with, but that's a joke. But, I mean, her kind of like obfuscating and denying culpability here is so profoundly weak sauce.
Here's a screenshot just for reference. This picture literally looks like it was taken from Google Images and just inserted into my thread.
Yeah, that's why they call her Sarah Stock Images, dipshit. Like,
well, Sarah Stock, who is blocked from my page, which I will get into in a second, decided to go onto my page, view my post, go under the reply section, scroll all the way down to find a specific reply, and then she screenshotted it. But
that's base. That means she wanted the war. It's like a Gulf of Tonkin, but like horror edition.
Not only
did
she just leave it at a screenshot, she intentionally cropped out the profile picture, the name, and the username of the original poster, and only left the picture of her engagement ring and my reply to make it seem that I had replied directly to Sarah, which couldn't be further from the truth. Now let's get into why Sarah is blocked in the first place. Last year, Sarah was in my DMs begging to be my friend because she had no conservative girlfriends.
Okay, that is pretty embarrassing, but I will tell you, you should be showing these screenshots. If you're gonna verbatim read off the DMs, you might as well just show them, right? That's more entertaining. It's like a Subway Surfer on the side. Like, I need a stim. You're talking slow. You suck.
Now looking back, I completely understand why she doesn't have girlfriends. Now, being the nice person
Dude, women are such. Oh my
I
God.
am, I was like, sure, we could do lunch, we could do coffee. I was literally open to doing whatever. Well, not too long after Sarah had sent that DM, she was on X talking shit about me. In addition to other things, Sarah was on X basically referring to me as a Satanist for wearing a bathing suit at the beach. To make matters completely worse,
Did she actually say that? That's jealousy.
when I went on the post to defend myself, Sarah's manly, Catholic, conservative fiance decided to jump in, call me fat, and body shame me.
What does the fiance of Saggy Sarah Stock look like? I've heard he's Mexican, and sorry, but it's not me, so.
So Sarah's been blocked ever since. Mind you, I've never met Sarah, I don't know Sarah, and she doesn't know me, and she certainly doesn't know me well enough to have any problems with me. All her posts about me were completely unprovoked, out of the blue, and just bizarre considering she was just in my DMs asking to be my friend.
Well, why didn't that work out between you girls? Like, why didn't it work out between you two? Like, I need to interview this bit. Whoa.
At the end of the day, context matters,
Whoops.
and whether you liked my comment or you didn't like it, I don't really care. But when someone who's blocked from my page intentionally goes onto my page to grab a screenshot and crop it in a way that makes herself seem like she is the victim of a hate crime, then I'm not here for it. Also, the comments that Emily and I have received since this all happened,
That's a nightmare blunt rotation. Imagine your side is Emily Saves America, and this chick. Emily is way less likable than Isabella, actually.
comments, the DMs, the posts that we've received since this all started are way worse than anything that any of us have ever said to Sarah. Back in 2021, I was engaged and I posted my ring on the internet, and guess what?
That's a self-felt. You were engaged 4 years ago and you're not married?
Some people liked it, some people didn't like it. I didn't go dragging people on the internet for not liking my ring. The other weird part about this entire situation is seeing all these conservatives come out of the woodwork to defend this.
Okay, so you're gonna undermine the conservative credentials of people that clearly are more conservative than your bestie here, Emily Saves America. Again, biggest, however, I'm talking about acquaintances of mine ran through that thing. Gross.
Situation, which they have no background information on. Last year, I baked a cake and a t-shirt that looks exactly like this one, and the entire trad right-wing movement came for me for being pornographic. Matt Walsh didn't come to my defense, Brett Cooper didn't come to my defense, all
See, that's a good one because who does Brett Cooper side with on this one? Or is she too big? Too much of a baller? I fucking love
these
Brett
massive
Cooper.
right-wing pages, nobody came to my defense, and people were saying disgusting, horrible things about me. Calling Sarah's ring small, whether directly or indirectly, doesn't even make the scale of the things that people have said to me online, including
Okay, but doesn't that indicate that there's more dirt on you and more valid attack points on you than anybody else that's attacking you, hence why they're freaking doing it. So she's cooking herself because, well, you could say Sarah's like playing 5D chess on the older girl and felting her. You got to say, like, well, maybe that's calculated because you do suck, you do have these vulnerabilities, and you need a metrosexual patriot to set you straight with advice, just advice.
from Sarah herself, like from a post that she made just the other day implying that I'm a prostitute. The thing that I've also been getting a lot from these right-wing trad women, including from Sarah herself, is that, well, I don't see a ring on your finger, and you're not married, and I don't see you having kids, and all these things. Let me be very clear with all of these women. You guys have nothing that I want, okay? Absolutely nothing. I don't think about you, I don't talk about you, I don't post about you, but you guys are constantly posting about me. At this point, the only congratulations that Sarah will be getting out of me is a congratulations for making yourself seem like a victim to the World Wide Web.
So she's just conceding defeat? Was it that easy? Damn.
Hope you and your friends have enjoyed your 5 minutes of fame. I hope you've enjoyed using my name for engagement, likes, views, and clout. And I typically would be upset, but at this point I feel like I'm helping a charitable cause.
This strategy by women is so palpably stupid and condescending, and to insult our intelligence by like pretending as if we don't pick up on what you're doing is so disrespectful.
Hopefully you can use your monetization money for something good.
Like a bigger ring, you should have said that. Oh my god, girl. For a bigger ring, that was such an obvious alley-oop there, bud. Now, here's what provoked me making the video, okay? Aside from very niche interest. She says, I was invited to appear on Piers Morgan this upcoming week to address the current wave of online drama. I initially accepted, but after giving it some thought, I've decided to decline. I'm not interested in giving airtime to people who have fabricated lies about me and my character for likes, views, and engagement. This isn't about resolution, it's about clout, and I won't be participating. I'll speak on everything when and how I choose. In the meantime, I'll be spending time with my family and my new puppy. Spinster alert. I suggest the very happy, in quote, engaged and married couples obsessing over me online do the same. Whoa, buddy. First of all, big L to not go on Piers Morgan. If you need a coach, I'm here. Secondly, that means she's got to do the interview on my show, because why the hell not? Three, this just justifies me making the video, because otherwise Pierce would have stolen my thunder in the algorithm. But guess what? We got to make it happen on YouTube. So anyways, like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want more content like this. Comment down below whose side you're on. Honestly, I could care less. I don't really know these women that well at all. So, I mean, this is more entertainment than anything for me. And I love playing both sides. So anyways, I'll see y'all in the next one. Adios.